Hi, and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. Wherever you are today, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Nay from Intuitive Readings. I'm a psychic and medium, and each week I deliver some insight into some spiritual topics and readings for listeners. So today's a special day, and I want to share with you why. It's a little bit of news in our family. It has been 1 week since our family began fostering a little dog. His name is Denny, and he's a cute little black and white, spotty little guy that we met through the Bellevue Animal Rescue here in Toowoomba, which is a beautiful community of people who rescue, foster and rehome animals throughout the whole of Queensland. So they're doing some amazing work. And so I thought to mark this, our 1 week anniversary with Denny, and generally in the spirit of working with animals, I thought today it might be really nice to do some communication with animals. So you may have seen TV personalities like Cessa Milan, the famous dog whisperer. But did you know that you too can also connect with your pets and animals on a more deeper and energetic level? So whether you have a dog, a cat, a horse, or if you're my brother's children, an axolotl, a rat, or a scorpion, you can communicate with your animals as well. And I'm going to show you how today. So let's take a moment to think about how animals communicate just generally. Animals are really, really intuitive. So they can communicate primarily through their energy and body language, and of course sounds. And animals can also see spirit as well. So tapping into that communication channel and that energy field, anyone can communicate with animals. And in that space, you can then help them to, maybe overcome fear, aggression, or behavioral problems. And it can be really complementary. Obviously, it's not a replacement for those more traditional training methods, but it can be really complementary to communicate to animals in that way, because it's all about energy and tuning into what the animals are feeling, okay? So Cessa uses a method he calls calm, assertive energy. And so he doesn't just speak to a dog with his voice, he does speak to them with his body language as well, and his energy and his mind. And believe it or not, you can too. And so what you can do, and I might invite you to do this now actually, if you sit in a quiet space with your feet flat on the floor, and just take a moment and just breathe. And what you can do is just release all the tension in your body and imagine that you're becoming a calm and clear channel of energy. And what I like to do is just picture a large bubble around myself. And this is my aura, okay? So picture your aura. And as you're breathing, that bubble of light will expand and get larger and larger. And all you would need to do in this space is just picture your bubble just absorbing the animal that you're thinking about, okay? So and by doing this, you are blending your aura with the animal's aura, okay? And when you're in that space and you're comfortable, you just take a moment to interpret that energy. And it's always the first thing that comes to mind. So perhaps ask yourself, do you feel calm in this moment? Do you feel anxious? Are you happy? How are you feeling? And animals communicate emotions through energy, and they'll pick up on yours. So try to align your energy with theirs. So say, for instance, if you're trying to connect with a dog or a cat, just imagine it, or just feel the love internally and the warmth that you feel for that animal, and send out a mental signal to them. And that's really key to getting them to open up and to trust you, okay? And with time and patience, you'll begin to sense what they're feeling, or even hear words or see impressions as well. I know personally, and for some other empaths as well, I've heard we can have a really hard time going to certain places, like going to certain zoos, for instance, particularly where there might be sort of larger animals who are really far from their natural sort of organic habitats. And I find it really difficult in those situations not to feel the emotional state of those animals. And it can be quite upsetting. But in those opportunities as well, it's really important if you are one of those people and this does resonate with you, to actually send out love and send out healing to those animals, and in those situations reassure them that they are safe as well. Okay. But generally speaking, communicating with animals is a really, really rewarding practice, and I'd encourage you to give it a go. I know in my mediumship practice, animals do tend to come through all the time, and it never ceases to amaze me how rewarding that is for clients, because they're often just not expecting it. They'll often expect their human loved ones to step forward first, but when it's a childhood pet that they adored, they just it's often unexpected, and that's really rewarding. Okay, so we do have someone on the line. I have Carol in Cedar Lake. How are you, Carol? I may have just lost Carol there, but yeah, if you have an opportunity in the coming days, I'd really encourage you to either think of an animal that you have, or be with your animal and just really try that technique where you're expanding your aura into their space. It is extremely, it's a really profound communication channel that you can strike with an animal in that way, and it means that you can sort of deliver messages in a non-traditional, softer, gentler way. Okay, and I might just do a reading for the collective. Oh, sorry, I do have Carol on the line. How are you, Carol?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good. And have you got any questions for Spirit today that I can ask for you, or are there areas in your life that you might need to assist you with?
Yes, I have a little concern. I want to know if there's anything I'm not doing or should do in my personal life. I think I'm on the right path, but I wanted to make sure if there's anything my guides or loved ones would like to say if I need to do something.
Sure. Well, our guides will never tell us what to do. Ultimately, you do have free will and can make all these decisions yourself. But certainly, I'm going to tune into the energy and see what your guides want you to know at this time in this space, okay?
Okay.
And I am getting a lot of worry. So immediately when I'm tuning into your energy, they're making me aware of some worry and some anxiousness in some areas of your life. So I do want to just explore that a little bit.
I've had some financial problems. That's probably what you're picking up on.
Yeah, and so they're showing me, I've just pulled a tarot card for you, and they are showing me the Ace of Wands, which is there is fresh energy coming in here. Okay, so it's almost as though you are being called to really trust that you are on the right path and you are making really good decisions in this space. I am told that you are very intuitive as well, Carol. So those messages that and perhaps you're not interpreting them as messages, but those feelings or gut instincts that you're feeling, that is Spirit communicating with you and trying to help you on this path. It does feel as though this is just newly changed. So I don't know if that's just a new change and there is some worry that sort of the past will repeat itself, but certainly Spirit is making me aware that the current energy shows that you're actually on an upper trajectory here, okay? And this is really positive for you. So I might just see what's coming in the future space there as well. Okay, and so Spirit's just showing me here the Queen of Wands energy, which is a really beautiful energy, which shows you can see the Queen sitting on her throne here with a sunflower. Sunflowers represent happiness, okay? So this is a really positive, beautiful message from Spirit that you are doing all the things that you need to be doing at this time. I am being made aware, though, as well, that with some of that worry, it's unnecessary, is what they just said, okay? So I know it's hard to sort of alleviate your fears, particularly when you've experienced something very difficult in your life and you're trying to move away from that space. But I would encourage you to, if you begin thinking about things that have happened in the past, to just change your mindset and put it into the direction of trust, okay? And just trusting that your guides have your back in this situation.
That makes great sense. Yes, you totally.
Because they absolutely do. And in terms of long-term In terms of long-term prospects as well and how the real future looks there, you know what they've just said? You've been grinding for a really long time and working really, really hard, but that is all going to change, okay? So this is the the Eight of Pentacles, and it does indicate a gentleman working really hard, okay? But this was shown in reverse, which to me is my symbol for this is no longer necessary, okay? So this will not be a blockage for you. You will get to a point where you're not having to put in so much effort, because they are making me aware that there is a lot of fatigue and a lot of worry around what's going on, okay? So there will be,
yes.
So there is sort of light at the end of the tunnel, because I do feel as though you are still working really hard to get to where you want to be. And particularly with the Eight of Pentacles, that does relate to finances and economic sort of your financial situation. But it's certainly nothing to worry about in this space at all. They are indicating that it has been hard, and it is hard now, but certainly with that, the Ace of Wands coming through, that energy is changing, and it's started to change already. And now that we've got this other card, we can see that you're not going to be having to put in, you're not going to be burning the midnight oil the way that you have been, okay? I do feel as though they are saying luck as well. So I do feel something does come in for you in the next, is that 2 weeks, 2 months? I feel as though it's the next 2 weeks, actually. So something, and they did say luck. So it's almost as though a lot of luck is coming in the next couple of weeks for you in this space, and it will alleviate a lot of the work that you've have had to do, okay?
Well, that's marvelous. Thank you so much. You are absolutely right. I've been working hard. I work in a grocery store, and I'm a meat wrapper, and I have to lift 50-pound boxes of chicken, and I work hard. I work so hard. And there is talk of a raise. This could be what you're talking about. Could be the
very well be what it is, and especially with this Pentacles in reverse. Okay, that could very well indicate that you do have something really good coming your way. Well, all the best of luck, Carol. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you so much everyone else for tuning in today. That concludes my show. If you have any questions or experiences which you wish to share with me around communicating with your animals, please do connect with me on Facebook at May Mary Intuitive Readings. Have a fabulous weekend.